The DCU is dead. It has officially been killed with James Gunn's announcement that Henry Cavill will no longer be Superman after returning again in Black Adam. James Gunn will be going with a reboot for the DCU, that's what it seems like at least. And honestly, this is just a terrible idea. It's just a terrible idea. It's like, a reboot makes sense if it's necessary. If the DCU was genuinely such a mess that it couldn't even be fixed, then yeah, reboot it. But DC's future actually looked promising. I was in the middle of making a video called The Only Way to Save the DCU, and it was gonna be my proposed slate for James Gunn's DC 10-year plan. I had a whole script, a thumbnail, everything, but now all of that's out the window because a reboot is happening. Continuing with the current DCU was clearly possible. It clearly was. James Gunn is writing the upcoming Superman reboot, and he said that he has been for a while. To me, it just seems that he wants his own vision to be made and doesn't actually care about the current DCU. What is it about a Superman story in his early days that needs to be told? We've seen it too many times already. People like Superman and Lois because it's about Superman as a father. And one of the biggest complaints about Man of Steel was that Superman wasn't fully Superman yet, and he was still learning. A Man of Steel sequel could have resolved all of that, but you're gonna go back to the inexperienced Superman. It's just disrespectful in my opinion. Disrespectful to the fans and definitely to Henry Cavill. Literally any other Justice League recast would have made more sense. Ben Affleck is known to not really want to play Batman full time. Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman 1984 wasn't very good, so maybe you want to move away from that. Ezra Miller, obviously. Ray Fisher, I mean, he's already gone basically. Jason Momoa's Aquaman definitely is a different interpretation than the comics, so maybe you'd want to recast that. But Henry Cavill is Superman. Like, I don't understand recasting him. I really don't get it. I think one of the main reasons, other than James Gunn wanted to tell his story, is they want a younger actor who can last for longer. I think that they've seen with Marvel that when they've lost their big characters like Captain America and Iron Man, it won't be the same. But the difference between DC and Marvel is that DC's successes to their main characters are way, way, way bigger than Marvel's. For example, Supergirl or John Kent Superboy are far more recognizable characters than Sam Wilson Captain America or Ironheart. That's just a fact. Batgirl, Nightwing, any of these sort of Bat family characters could have taken over from Batman eventually, you know? I think one of the most annoying things about it is that the DCU never got to end. The least James Gunn could have done if he was going to reboot is give us Justice League 2 and 3 with Darkseid as the villain and have it be a big crossover event between the whole of the DCU. Justice League, the Suicide Squad, the Shazam and Black Adam. Everyone against Darkseid. Because it's not like that movie would have failed. If you're gonna reboot, the least you could have done is give the old DCU a proper send-off. But the reason they probably didn't do that is because James Gunn wants to keep what he started. Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, his characters. I don't think he should. If it's a reboot, everything needs to be rebooted. A lot of the fan base is going to be upset with James Gunn, for sure, and rightfully so. His DCU will probably be good. He's a good writer and director. Peacemaker, I think, is one of the best superhero shows ever. And the Suicide Squad is also one of the best superhero films. But the disrespect shown to the fans is going to mean that a lot of them have lost trust in James Gunn. And it's going to take a long time for people to regain that again. And a lot of people probably are going to give up. I thought James Gunn being hired would mean that he would fix the DCU and make it into something better. But he couldn't do that. Or he didn't want to. He failed at saving the original DCU, and to be honest, he might have already set himself up for failure with his new DCU. Probably will be critically and financially successful, but I don't think the fans want this at all.